think most successful business people really understand why they're in business. They understand the end game. The end game is classically not to produce a particular product or service, but to actually have an exit strategy in place. So how much money do they want to earn? What sort of lifestyle do they want to have? And if you don't fundamentally understand why you're in business, then you're not going to set up a business to succeed. Good business folk are very flexible and agile. They realise the world is constantly changing, and they have to keep up with those trends and adapt constantly. You can't sell the same product over and over again. If you look at the classic model of all the DVDs and shops we had around, all the blockbusters and all that sort of thing, and then what's happened with Netflix, etc., it's changed that overnight. So they're fleet of foot, they're adaptive, and they're also open to suggestion. They're open to change. They know they don't know everything. They're still normally very driven individuals, but they will at least listen to people's views and take them into consideration. A business plan is a really good vehicle to get all your thoughts together about your business. So the business plan will have your aspirations of why you're in business and what you seek to achieve from your business, regardless of what the product or service you're going to offer may be. But also, it gives you the opportunity to assess all the risks and opportunities within it, to really think deeply about all the pitfalls that you might encounter, as well as all the opportunities you can reach for. I think the main thing for me is to create a realistic budget. People, as I said, going back to 3 parts of a business, people often don't put enough emphasis in the sales and marketing to start off with, and then if they don't put sales and marketing, they won't get the opportunity to sell. If they don't sell, then they won't have any revenue. So that has to be balanced against the cost of running the business to be able to make a profit at the end of the day. So a lot of people have unrealistic expectations of what the budget should be, and maybe we're talking to someone who's done it before or who's in business themselves is a good way of assessing whether they're wholesome or whether they're good to go. The worst people to ask about your business are your friends and family, because they'll tell you what you want to hear, or there may be people who think they know business and maybe don't. So often an objective third party to throw rocks and bricks at your proposal to make sure every angle is considered. Look at it pessimistically in the first instance, but then of course take the optimistic view as well as to what could go right. But just to look at if there are comparable products and services available today, look at what they're charging and how they're charging, what their model may be. Is that something you want to replicate, or can you see an advantage to do it better? So look at what's around there. Look at trade organisations. Maybe you can go and talk to the particular industry you're interested in doing. Go and talk to the specialists there. Talk to someone who knows what they're doing, or someone who can at least be objective in their review. The biggest difficulties are really understanding that you can't do everything in the business yourself necessarily. There's only so many hours in a day, and for any business there's 3 parts. There's the sales and marketing, there's operations, which is doing your product or service, and there's the activities behind the back office, the administration, the bookkeeping, etc., etc. Now you may have the skills to do all of these factors, but probably it's not wise to attempt to do all of that and to focus on where your priorities are. So in starting a new business, it's important to tell the world what your product or service is, because you can have the world's best kept secret otherwise, unless you put that effort in to sales and marketing. So I think it's understanding all the elements of the business have to link together, and then prioritising your time and effort where it's best, and maybe asking for guidance from others to help fill any gaps there may be. Know your why you want to go into business. Know exactly what you want to achieve, and make sure that your proposal, your products, your services are realistic in being able to match that. I think the other bit of advice I classically find is a lot of us naturally go to friends and family with the new ideas and that. And as I said before, they'll by and large, close friends and family will tell you what you want to hear, or may not actually have business expertise to give you good sound advice. So do get objective points of view on your business. And finally, just avoid using your mates. If I've had so many clients who have come to me with mates who have built them a website, or mates who do their books for them, all for free, but often it always ends badly, and they always end up going to a professional to do it, someone they can rely on to do it properly, and someone if they need to be, they can disengage if it isn't working out. So many times I've had, if someone had their friend or family member build them or do something for them, and it's really hard to back out that relationship later on. And so best efforts, best intentions, and yes, we have to be careful with the money when we start out in business because we haven't got any income maybe to start with. But make wise choices. And often the wise choices is to go with people who know what they're doing.